Hey guys, how you doing? Dan here from Trigger Shark. So I've had a number of people reach out asking for just a basic install video tutorial on the Dagger install. So I wanted to do, just like I said, a disassembling and then an install of the trigger. I don't have the trigger, the factory trigger, but it's ultimately going to uninstall the same way. The PSA products are a unique product. So I always, I appreciate people asking for this because there's a lot of things to know that are different than a Glock as it relates to the traditional field stripping and just the removal of the trigger. It's ultimately going to be the same, the install of a Glock for the most part, little differences, but there are some things to really look for with these daggers. A lot of people will strip all the internals out of the slide, put OEM Glock parts, and while I typically am favorable with that, it doesn't necessarily need to be done right away, as long as you've got some things in place with the engagement of the firing pin, which is a lot of the issues that I see with these products with tolerances, is that your cruciform on your trigger bar just doesn't engage right with that firing pin, which can lead to people having, I would say, they refer to it as a binary trigger or something like that. So you want to be careful that your engagement with your trigger bar and your firing pin are good. When you start stripping it out and using OEM Glock parts, a lot of times that removes any issues that you have. But I always say just, inspect what you got going on. You might not have to do that. So again, we do have a Trigger Shark system in here right now, but ultimately it's going to be the same as far as the removal of what would be your PSA system. All of our Trigger Shark systems for the PSA systems do come with a Gen 3 OEM Glock housing because it works with our trigger bar. For some reason, there is a difference. It looks like a OEM Glock Gen 3 housing. It's not. The one that comes with the PSA is PSA, and it is different. So that's why our system does come with the housing. But ultimately, just this disassemble is going to be pretty simple. You've got 3 pins. You got a roll pin in front. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. Sometimes this is a newer one here, so this might be a little tighter. So you got to kind of wiggle that slide stop just to release that. So you've got 3 pins that are all going to come out. This one, the roll pin always seems to be the tightest of the 3. So you grab the pliers, pull it out. Your locking block is definitely different with your PSA products. Functionally, they're going to be about the same, but it's definitely going to look different. So those 3 pins removal, you're going to take your slide stop out. You're going to remove in this case, it's a Trigger Shark system, but if it was the hinge trigger that comes with the PSA product, you'd remove the whole trigger assembly. All you're going to do is take the Trigger Shark system that comes out. Obviously, we're going to include some Loctite product that we always do with our systems. We really do swear by this product. I think if you've seen any of our other videos, it's the product that Glock uses at the factory in numerous places, the slide and also on the connector. But we believe in that product. It just helps for anti-seize and just metal on metal contact, which is what you're going to have out of this. So again, you've got your disassembly. You're going to take your trigger system out of the package. Like I said, apply the Loctite product that will come with your package on the connector, right where that contact is being made with your trigger bar and your connector. That's going to slide in as such. You get a little bit of that Loctite everywhere, but that's not a big deal. Your locking block is going to sit in there nicely. I'm surprised this is really, for brand new, really, to us. This is going in really quick. Sometimes these pins, you got to give them a little bit of force to push down, especially these roll pins. So you got your roll pin in there. I always put the housing pin in second. Then you got your slide stop, which is going to go to the left of the shoe. So again, left of the shoe, it's going to rest in there. What's different about your Gen 3 that you're going to have in a Glock is that your spring on your slide stop is going to rest on the locking block here versus the pin that you would see in a Gen 3 or even a Gen 1 through 4. So that slide stop is going to just rest on the locking block. That's going to go in like such. Sometimes you got to finagle these a little bit. Especially, I use that, just a little bit of pressure to knock that down. So you've got that 3 pin in there. Then your slide, just like a normal Glock, is going to go on. Now in this case, it's a little different. So I have an armor's plate on here, and You can find these cheap. I should probably throw them on the website. I mean, literally $3 to $5. They're super cheap. Hopefully you can see the engagement in there a little bit. So the reason why I really enjoy these armor plates, especially on PSA products when I'm checking them out, is the engagement. So you're gonna have, and it's really gonna be hard to see it in there, but I think you can see that lug in the center of the slide plate or right underneath the slide plate. And really what you're looking for is to make sure that your engagement, obviously you see that firing pin release there. You want to make sure that the engagement on the firing pin lug and the cruciform on the trigger bar, the cruciform trigger bar, that if you're seeing a significant amount, call it 75% of that trigger bar, you're not engaging that firing pin lug enough. And that's when you can see issues when it comes to just misfires and mishandling of really rounds. And so I always really caution people, because there is a lack of consistency in some of the tolerances in these products. Those tolerance differences typically come from the frame, the internal parts. It can be numerous different components that could be off. A lot of people will strip these whole things down and put OEM Glock parts in it. That's what's in this thing now. I've run, like I said, this is newer to us, but I've run a few hundred rounds here, no issues at all. And we've got ourselves a substantially improved trigger from what you're going to see on the hinge trigger that comes with the PSA. If I'm to check on the weight, this is, like I said, no springs, no difference in springs. We're at roughly, just a tick over 3 pounds just with the drop-in system. 3 1/4, so about 3 1/4 pounds on your pull. Really a crisp break, and really no over travel. It just really stops. So it's just a really nice pull to it. So hopefully this helps you guys. If you guys are having any questions on it, definitely post it. Shoot us an email, support@triggershark.com. Certainly visit our website, triggershark.com. Contact information's on there. You guys can reach out. We're happy to help. If you do purchase any of these PSA products and have any questions, any issues, we're on board to help you guys troubleshoot any one of those, even if it's just an internal part that's causing you guys issues. So thank you so much. Talk to you guys soon.